Hi, this is Sherry from the blog OurLifeHomeschooling.com, where I share homeschooling encouragement for everyday moms. I would like to chat today about starting a new homeschool year, and I'm just going to go over some questions and answers. Some of these questions are ones that I have thought of. Some of them are questions that people have asked me about starting a new homeschool year, and I'm just going to share a little bit about what it looks like in our home when we start a new homeschool year. If you're new to my channel, I'm a former public school teacher turned homeschool mom. I am married to my high school sweetheart for 22 years, and we have 9 incredible kids. I love encouraging other homeschool moms wherever they are, whether they are new or they've been doing it for several years, because I just know how much encouragement has kept me going over the years. So the first question, what does a new homeschool year, the first day, the first week look like? I'll share what it looks like in our home. The more I've been homeschooling, the more and more relaxed it has become. When we start out on Monday morning, our house is, kind of messy from the weekend. We enjoy our weekends. We have family time. We're outside, maybe playing volleyball or swimming. We have family movie nights and we have popcorn. We like to enjoy our family time. So come Monday morning, the house looks lived in. But for us, homeschooling has become a lifestyle. And although our academic year looks just a little different than other times, we really are just easing ourselves back into our routine. So we'll start with breakfast. After breakfast, we have morning time, which I'm usually just picking up where we left off the last year in whatever we were working on or studying. After morning time, we do chores. And so this is our chance to get everything kind of back in order, to pull everything together, to get the house clean so the kids can then separate for their independent work. So our first day is really non-eventful. Really looks very similar to any other day. We just open our books and we start again. I do have things prepared, and I'll share a little bit more about that. But more and more, I have learned to just take it really easy the first day, the first week of school, to ease ourselves into it. I feel like when kids love to learn, then it's not hard to get them back into their studies and back into their routine. What should a homeschool mom have prepared for that first day, even the first 2 weeks? In our homeschool, I have 3 things that I make sure are done for the first day of school. The first is a checklist. I've done a whole post on how to make a workable homeschool checklist. I'll link that below. I have a checklist for the kids so that after we finish our morning time, they all have a list of assignments and they know what is expected of them to complete that day. This gives them just kind of a guide, something to start with. They know where we're going and what's expected of them. The second thing I have plans for our morning time. Like I said before, we really pick up where we left off before. I'm usually reading a Bible story. We're doing memory work. I also did a post, how to simplify your homeschool with morning time. I'll link that below as well. We always listen to current events. We do some things daily. We do some things on a loop, like artist study, composer study, poems. But usually by the first day, I pick up where we left off, but I kind of have a rough plan of what we're going to be doing next. And so we just kind of start again where we were with our morning time. A third thing I have planned for the first day is a new read aloud book. And I think this is really important because a new read aloud book is very inspiring for kids. They get excited when there's just something new, a new place to go, a new thing to study, a new person or character to follow. And so they like having a new read aloud book at the beginning of the year. Another question is, what subjects do you start out with in a new homeschool year? When you start a new homeschool year, you do not have to do every subject that you are going to be doing as you get into your year. So your first week, you should be easing into it. In our homeschool, we make sure that we cover reading, writing, and math every day. Also, as I mentioned already, we do a morning time and I read aloud to them in the afternoon. All the other subjects that you're going to cover, many of them are covered in reading aloud. So when you read aloud, you are covering a lot of the content areas. So if you wait a week or two to ease into it before you start history or science or geography, civics, health, any of those other things that you're going to be working on during the year, that's okay. You can ease into them. So for the first day and first week, make sure you have reading, writing, and math, and that you are reading aloud to your kids. How do you transition your kids from summer break to school time? I think one of the best ways to do this is to end your school year well. I did another post, how to end your school year positively, and in that post, I emphasized how important I think it is to end on a positive note by celebrating the last day and then walking away from school completely, taking a complete break. And this is what I have done. I haven't always done this. In fact, in the past, a couple years ago when my kids were younger, I would try to get in some school during the summer break. And I just found that they did not enjoy it. And then when it was time to start school again, they were not excited about it. And so I have since decided that we are taking a complete break, and I have found this for us to be really effective. I've had a couple kids, even this year, say to me, I'm excited to start school again. I want to get started. I think they miss the routine. They miss just the rhythms that are so familiar to us. And we have, rhythms and things that we enjoy in the summer. And we have, a good 3 or 4 months to enjoy those. And then I think they're ready for something different. So if you end your previous school year well, if you take a complete break and you do other things, this will help your kids get excited about a new school year. How do you decide if year-round schooling or traditional school days are the right approach for your family? Every family homeschools differently, and this is the beauty of homeschooling. Homeschooling is adaptable, and so it really can meld to the unique needs of your family. So this, I think, depends really on what your family dynamics are. Some people love year-round schooling because it allows them to take longer breaks during the holidays. It helps them to avoid the summer slump where kids can regress because they're not doing some of their math every day. They forget some of their math facts, and then you have to really get back into it. I think that is one that would be kind of compelling for me. I don't like that when we start a new school year and it seems like it takes a little bit for them to get back into their math. We have not chosen to do year-round schooling. We have chosen traditional school days, basically September through May, and I'll explain to you why we have chosen this for our family. We live on just a little bit of property, and we raise our own poultry and pork. We have a large garden. We put up a lot of food. This is something that my husband and I both really enjoy, and it's also something that we include our kids in. And I feel like it's a great learning experience for them. They're very much a part of feeding our animals, caring for them, starting the garden. We start the seeds inside, and they can go out and identify all of the vegetables and many of the flowers outside in our yard and in our garden. And I feel like this is valuable learning as well, and something that quite honestly, we just enjoy. So for us, it makes the most sense to take time off during the summer to do those things. They require a lot of time and energy. Also, even just the yard work, the outside work, the mowing, keeping up with the flower beds, it just seems like that is so much more taxing during those months that to do our book work on top of that just feels like too much. Also, I feel like when it gets cooler and when we have shorter days, it's the perfect time to get the majority of our academic work done. So especially in October, October, November, December, it is a little bit rough around the holidays, but January, February, March, it's those winter months, it's colder, it's darker, and it's just the kids are looking for something to do. So this is a perfect time for us to do school. And that's why we have chosen to do traditional school days versus year-round schooling. During the summer, it seems like when everyone else is off, that's when people plan things. So family get-togethers, extended family reunions, all these things just seem to be more frequent in the summer, which just makes it easier for us to take a complete break and not have some weeks where we do only 3 days, other weeks where we do only 2 days. It's easier for me if we're just on or off. So look at your family and think about your needs and what, would work best for you. Make your school fit around the needs of your family and not vice versa. How do you get kids excited about a new school year? I think one of the best ways to get them excited is to ask them what they want to learn about. What really interests you? If you could learn about anything that you wanted to learn, what would you study this year? And really listen to them. Whatever they're saying, make that a priority. Either get books on the library out about that subject or plan some field trips about that, or maybe find a person that is skilled in that particular area that you could have conversations with, or go and watch them work, whatever their trade is. Listen to what your kids are saying. Ask them what they're interested in, and this will help get them excited about a new year. What are some simple ways to celebrate a new school year? Just like it's important to end your school year well, to end it remembering what you've done and celebrating, and taking a complete break, I think starting it well and celebrating a new school year is also important and helps get them excited. I like to just do things that really don't require a lot of work, but just make it memorable. So for us, we take first day of school pictures, either group or individual. We've done both. Another thing we do sometimes is have a nice breakfast, something special or different. One thing that we've done for several years is I buy each of the kids a new book, and they open their new book on the first day of school. Sometimes I've really gone all out and done this really great wrapping job. Other times it's just been newspaper and just simple. Another thing you can do is have them do an all about me page where they can write about how old they are, what they want to be when they grow up, what they're interested in at this age, and they just might enjoy having that in the future to look back on. They can put this in their portfolio. Another thing you can do is have them design the cover of their portfolio. I've done a post on how to make a simple portfolio, and one part of that is designing a cover. This is something that can take, just one day. They can do it in one day, and it can be on the first day. It can be something to just kind of kick off their school year. I hope these questions and answers have helped you and maybe just given you a little inspiration for your new school year. I'd love to know what other questions you have about homeschooling, and I'd love to hear back from you about how your new homeschool year is going. Thanks for listening in. Have a great week homeschooling your kids.